And Steve has that famous story where he's looking at his check, and Jeff Jarrett, who's the son of Jerry Jarrett, says to him, "Keep staring at it. It's not going to change the dollar amount." So obviously that kind of fueled Steve, and him and Jeff obviously made up now, but I mean they had a bad relationship for years because of that.
Yeah, and those paychecks were quite small, obviously. I remember going to see Steve in Memphis. I think I may have done one or two shows there, where we drive the bus from the Sportatorium once or twice, but I would be losing a lot of money if I stayed. So Steve and I were seeing each other by then, and I would fly into Nashville, and we'd hang out and stuff. And he was staying at a place called the Congress Inn, and he was quite poor at that time, but obviously he stuck with it, and he got the call from WCW. I think
When did
maybe have helped him, I'm not sure. Steve had given Magnum, Terry Allen, a contact number for him, which was my number. And I accidentally when I answered my own phone, and Magnum is on the phone. He's like, "Is Steve there?" And I'm like, "No, not just now. He would you like me to give him a message?" And he just sort of got in a conversation with me, really. And he was like, "Oh, where are you from?" Probably because I had a British accent. And what do you do, and etc. And I said, well, I did work with Steve at the Sportatorium on an angle before that folded. And he goes, oh really? So can I see a tape of you and Steve? And they had partnered him up with a girl, Veronica, but I don't think they were happy with that. So Magnum says to me, "Oh, perhaps you could go meet Dusty in Houston on Tuesday," because they had a show. I mean, it went boom, boom, boom so quick. And I went because I was in a relationship with Steve at that time. I went to Houston, and I spoke to Dusty for like 5-10 minutes. And then they said, be at TV next week. So it was just a phone call, really, from
Yes,
Magnum.
just like that, you're in. Is that something you wanted?
Well, I mean, at that time, Steve and I were in a relationship. It took a while to grow because we were just friends, but that would have been a big influence. And yeah, I mean, I just decided to go to Atlanta and be Steve and I could be together. And I did miss the direction of Chris, because at the end of the day, I don't know if you've seen any of the angle where I played the villain. Most of it was directed by Chris, so I missed Chris's direction, because I would talk to him, let's say maybe a day or two before, and he'd say, say this, say that, say this. And they didn't really give me a speaking role in WCW. So I did miss Chris's direction, but I was like, if you blink, you'll miss me, because by Halloween Havoc, I was pregnant again with my daughter Stephanie. So I wasn't really in the industry for very long. If you think about it, 5 months is all. And obviously they had me take bumps, so I had to be really careful, because I was starting to get my own bump.
Right. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. You gotta be careful. But it's interesting. Like they didn't have you talk much, even though you could have. But they have you like almost like dressed up like a beauty pageant queen. Almost, you got the nice dresses. You've got evening gowns. I mean, they really kind of they pumped you up as like I guess like a pageant queen almost. Like is that what Lady Blossom is supposed to be, or high society? I guess.
And that was Chris's idea from the Joan Collins dynasty. And the Howard part of it. Um, truthfully, I had a friend who owned a Dallas, and they had like the most amazing, expensive dresses, and that was part of my character. To come in and be a bit la di da, and relate to royalty and all of that stuff that I was planning, and that was just part of my gimmick, was to be like a high class kind of bitchy kind of role that I played. And but Dusty gave me the name Lady Blossom. I hated it. I hated it really bad. Really hated it. I wish I'd have come up with something.
Why did you hate that name?
I thought it sounded really silly.
Where did he get the name from? Like where? What is that?
Oh gosh, he said I apparently I was blossoming, um, with a reference to,
Right.
but I wish I'd have come up with something for myself outside of that, because I went to Steve. I really hate that, and he said, "Yeah, it kind of sucks."